Greetings everyone, it's Reed here, and you're watching MOI, or the manifestation of my crazy imagination. If you're new here, hang around, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and do whatever old doohickeys you do to make YouTube happy, because I never can figure out what makes it happy. Anyways, so Asymmetrical Preparedness made a video, and he's like, hey, name your 3 disaster scenarios. Pick your most likely, tell the most off the wall, and then the hardest one to prepare for video. Put it together, sort of a challenge. I hadn't heard much about it till Gil sent me a thing. Reed, get off your lazy butt and answer this question. So I did. If you want to see Asymmetrical Preparedness video, links up here. The guy's got a decent channel. I like it. He talks about stuff like that. I always like people to get me thinking. So go check him out. Worth a look. The other one, Camppatton and Gil, like I said, go check him out. Links up here too. He does nice things as well in discussion. I need to finish going all the way through his channel, but I'm horribly behind looking through a bunch of people's videos. So sorry everyone. I gotta actually work to put food on the table right now. Crazy. I actually work. I just can't seem to get on that whole sit around all the time train. But most people who know me know I'm always doing something weird. Anyways, now, one other thing before we get to the meat of this. Okay, my friend Steve at Corsair Trainers. Links up here, okay? If you could be a friend and help me out, go to his channel, go watch some videos and all that. Now, Steve is a retired federal corrections officer. So he has an interesting viewpoint and sort of a Leo side, but the rough Leo side, being in corrections and crazy things happening inside the prisons all the time. And it makes for a really good perspective about things, and he talks about situational awareness, all sorts of things. It's a really good channel. I definitely say you should go take a watch. Okay, now that I've rambled on, and I hope you're still here, let's get to the meat of this. All right, most likely SHTF scenario. I have actually made a video talking about this sort of things. The old video's up there. So I'm gonna twist this up a bit, and we're going to talk about, we're going to put some things. Okay, so most likely slow collapse, just taper down scenario I see happening. Economic collapse. I see that as a really big problem. The U.S., because we've been able to have the Saudis and a bunch of others in OPEC price their oil in dollars, means that there's a demand for dollars. Okay, to buy oil, a lot of other countries need dollars. That effectively means these other countries are using dollars for exchange to buy oil. This puts a certain demand upon dollars to buy oil. It also gives them an intrinsic value, okay? Intrinsic value, is helpful. The other thing is the US dollar is a reserve currency. So that means when two countries want to say, hey, we need to negotiate how to, convert your money to my money and goods and services and trades and all that stuff, a lot of transactions take place in dollars. Now, what does that mean? It means there's more demand for dollars. So there's all this demand for the dollars all over the world for doing stuff. And it's literally allowed us as Americans to be horrifically stupid with our finances in the government level and export debt all across the globe. And it's just all hanging out there. Now, the other bad thing about that is, there are certain things that could flashpoint to start causing runaway inflation and a decrease in demand in dollars, stuff like that. So China and Russia are working real hard on developing new reserve currencies and getting countries to sign on for it. The U.S. is doing all it can to prevent this because they know what that means. But they're making progress, and they're probably going to win out, especially over time. It's a certainty. So you're going to see the demand for dollars drop. And you're going to see a lot of those dollars coming back home because we're going to be trading them in and say, hey, we want some other good. Give us this. We don't need the dollars anymore. All those dollars flooding back here, it's going to cause inflation because they're going to be more in circulation here, directly affecting our local economy. That's a big problem. So I see an economic collapse, especially how we keep saying, oh, raise the debt ceiling, raise the debt ceiling. Pretty much a dead certainty, completely dead certainty going to happen. Now, what do I think is the most likely instantaneous disaster we're going to get? Okay. Wake up one morning, world's changed. Okay. Most likely scenario on that in my mind is going to be a solar EMP. Okay. Coronal mass ejection, big, X100 flare coming down, hitting the Earth, and then, oh boy, we're changed. Now, I disagree with some other scientists like that, things going back and forth. I'm working on materials to model these things, and there's actually a lot of research, especially on the nuclear side, that I've actually been able to find the primary sources from Conrad Longmire, the nuclear physicist who put together the modeling for EMP and all his math equations. And there's stuff about solar modeling and geomagnetic storms and all that. And I'm working on it because I'm trying to build a computer simulation so we can actually get some better answers on that. But for me, if we got an X100, X150, X2, bigger than that, like X100 and up, power grids across the entire world, gone, okay? And that's my opinion on that. But I could be completely wrong, and so that's why I'm working on trying to write a computer simulation. And yes, when I get it running and get this stuff together, we will go deep into all the math and everything else I've discovered. And you guys can go read. You're absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's a given. It's a given. All right. So the next one he had was, what's your most unlikely, crazy scenario that, you just don't really worry about or prepare for? Global warming. I couldn't resist saying that. How many people did I trigger on that one, right? No. Here we'll go with a real one. The people go to Mars and stuff like that. We investigate and all this stuff. And we bring back samples from Mars, and it turns out Mars had life, and it's invasive. And they get it here, and it takes over and breaks out and just destroys the world. Yeah, it's kind of my off the wall one, but yay, he said off the wall and crazy. So I had to come up with off the wall and crazy. So life from Mars destroying all life on Earth. There you go. How's that for crazy? Okay. A lot of people threw in zombie apocalypse, but I'll put in the slight caveat of off the wall but plausible zombie apocalypse. But it's not a true zombie apocalypse. We're not talking reanimating the dead where they're burrowing out of their graves and stuff like that. No. In fact, weaponized rabies is what I'm going to say on this one. Someone develops like an airborne or highly infectious version of rabies, and they release it upon the world. So you end up with people that are, losing their mind, foaming at the mouth, biting everything, going crazy. Bites are infectious, mostly deadly, and it turns people into raving lunatics. They're also incredibly strong and vicious and just out of their mind. Yeah, so we'll go with that as the semi-zombie apocalypse that I could see is very likely. Well, as far as zombie apocalypses go, I mean, what are we going to put down on the odds? 0.00001% out of who knows, right? But there you go. Zombie apocalypse, rabies style. All right. The disaster that is the hardest to prepare for. Now, Anthony, that darn little twerp, Palmetto Prepared, and I thank you guys for helping me out with him. It was nice seeing everyone supporting, get his channel moving, because poor guy was in a slump. Anyways, so Palmetto Prepared stole my idea of asteroid. I had long thought that is really hard to prepare for. I mean, if you're not in the disaster zone, at least you can do something. I mean, the impact zone. If you're not in the impact zone, there's stuff you can do and all that, but I mean, you've got to have some way of providing lights, grow lights, generating food, and all this other stuff while you're waiting for years for the stuff to get out of the atmosphere, things to start returning and all that. Yeah, that one's a bad one. That one's real bad. And it's going to change the surface. There are going to be earthquakes everywhere. I mean, a big one, wow, big time problem. But actually, since he did that one, I got another one. So the Large Hadron Colliders operating, they're doing stuff, and they generate a quantum level black hole, or, subatomic level black hole. Now, out of most of these times when something like that could actually get created, the Hawking radiation would cause the black hole to live for, micro, nano, or picoseconds of time as it would come apart and quickly dissipate. But this one, just out of strange luck, starts fed a nice supply of other particles and subatomic particles, so it grows and is able to feed. The black hole grows and starts eating other stuff and gets to the macro level, atom size, gets up there and eating more, and then it eventually consumes the Earth. There you go. Black hole, Large Hadron Collider. There you go. So there's my impossible to prepare for, crazy as heck disaster scenario. So I hope this is giving you guys some thought. You had a little fun, got to giggle and laugh, because I like to throw the comedy in on everything. And you've had a good day. I mean, it's great out here. I'm harvesting stuff. We got beans to haul in. I mean, the garden's pretty much done, but I got beans out the wazoo we got to pick. We got cucumbers we got to finish getting to pickle in. We just grabbed a whole bunch of watermelons. And speaking of the watermelon, here is one of ours. Got pretty big this year. Feels real nice. And we opened one earlier and it was really nice and ripe and tasted really good. So good success. We got several watermelons. We got two about this size, one a bit smaller, and a whole bunch of other little ones. So we got a selection of watermelons. I'm hoping to make pickled watermelon rind and give that a try. Lee actually says that is something she will actually be willing to try because she liked it when she was younger. She usually hates anything to do with vinegar, like immensely hates it. So I'm hoping we can actually make some watermelon rind pickled things that she'll like again and enjoy and have the nostalgia feeling of childhood. And I can slowly work on her getting to like vinegar. But that's sort of what's going on here. We got to harvest, do things, get things in before it gets really cold. I still got to do some insulation things under the house and stuff, and I got to get that done this weekend before everything goes crazy. A lot to do. And of course, make videos and tell everyone about what's going on in my crazy world. So let me know what you're thinking. Make some videos and answers to this. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Make a discussion. Really curious to know what everyone else thinks. And I got to come up with my own challenge video soon. Take care, everyone. This is Reed, out for now.